How to sell promotional products during a recession without cutting your price. The way to do that is you have to realize one thing. We're all selling commodities. Promotional products really are commodities. Whether one pen is different from another or is better than another isn't the issue. Whatever it is, say you've got a big pen, if I'm selling it to you, or he is, or she is, we're all selling the same thing for the same price. When we're all selling the same product, the purchaser of that product has no way to differentiate one from the other except by price. Who'll give them the best deal? So I'm sure you're hearing that a lot. What's the best deal you can give me? Can you give me a better price on this thing? That's what happens when you have a commodity. If everybody's selling the same thing, the only way the purchaser has to differentiate one from the other is price. Bad for us, not good. So here's how to differentiate yourself. The way you do it is you have additional products and services or value that you provide separate from the product. And if you do that right, the product itself almost becomes irrelevant. The first way to differentiate yourself is to set up testing and tracking for your client. Help them structure the promotion so that it can be tracked. Set up a way to track the results. Most promotional products I've seen, they may have a logo on it or a logo and a phone number, but there's no way to measure the results of that promotion. If you have what I always want my clients to do is have an offer on the product. If you have a pen, say this pen, bring this pen in for 10% discount whenever you come to our store. That then becomes a way it can be tracked. It becomes a way to incite an action on the part of your customer's customer. So if you think like that, trying to get a promotion set up that can be tracked, and you help them structure the promotion, track the promotion, evaluate the results, your value to them is a lot more now than the cost of that product. Because the worst their marketing will ever be is where it is right now. If everything you do going forward with them is tracked and tested, if you get better results, you go down that path. If you get worse results, you stop doing it. The other thing you can do to differentiate yourself is help get the product distributed. If they buy 1,000 of something and put it in a closet, it's not doing them or you any good. Maybe you could help get it distributed. Or how about bundling other products and services? Depending on what the promotion is and what the product is, maybe you can provide mailing services, list services, printing services for direct mail, or any kind of fulfillment services. And I'm not saying you need to do all this stuff yourself. I'm saying you coordinate it all for them and give them one bundled price for the whole thing. Then you don't have an apples to apples comparison with somebody else selling a big pen because you're selling a big pen too, but you're handling the distribution and the printing and the fulfillment and all this other stuff, so it's not apples to apples. So you don't have a price situation. Lastly, the last thing I'm going to say you can do is do what we are teaching others to do. We're teaching them to use promotional products as promotions and incentives for get people to do things. Well, why don't you add an incentive for your customers? One of the very best things you can do is using an information-based product. Information products have almost zero cost and a high perceived value. Now, whether you create an information product for your clients or you find one that someone else has already created and do a deal with them, you're offering something then, information to do something they need to know how to do or that's relevant to their business today, and you get that information product, it may have a perceived value of a couple $100, it may cost you $2. Now that's the kind of return I like. All in all, bottom line, what you want to do to market a commodity during a recession or actually any time, whether it's a recession or not, marketing a commodity, the customers want the best price. If you have added products, added value, added services you provide, it's not about price anymore, there's no apples to apples comparison, and you don't have to cut your price. And that's the end goal.